Hey everybody, Matt Galogli with SRP Medical Marketing, and today in videos for doctors to help you use COVID-19 for your benefit in the business, let's talk about streamlining processes. So I want to give you a little bit of background here. Again, there's basically people are going to fall into three different types of categories when it comes to stressful times like this. A large group of people are just going to stick their head in the ground, and I would say about 80% are just going to stick their head in the ground, and they're really going to just kind of hope and pray that this is all going to go away. Well, it's certainly an option. It's not the one that I recommend. Having been through starting a business right after 9/11, having been through running a real estate business through the Great Recession, I can promise you that sticking your head in the sand and hoping that things go away is not an option. The second option is that people just want to give up, right? They just, this is to me worse than sticking your head in the ground. They just say, well, I guess this just wasn't meant to work. And then there's a third option, and these people are going to be the ones that come out of this and survive and thrive, and actually in the next run in business are going to have great runs. In 5 to 6 years, when you see big cash-based practices or people that are very successful, you're going to notice that a lot of them had really made some very significant different changes during this time. Now, look, nobody knows how long this thing's going to last. Nobody knows how long the quarantines are going to last. Nobody knows if we're going to be back to seeing patients on May 1. It might be May 15 where you are. There's just a lot of uncertainty. So the thing that you have to focus in on right now is you have to focus on the things that you can be certain about. So one of the things that my clients are working on is they are streamlining their processes. So what do I mean by processes? It could just be, the surgical processes or the in-office procedure processes or things like that. But what I really mean by this is, what are the processes that you use to bring in new patients, to convert them, to not only but to nurture that relationship? So we have patients that we have new patients that are looking to do business with us. How are we going to nurture them? A lot of doctors don't have any processes in place to actually take that lead and nurture them and develop that relationship over time. And so the really smart doctors, what they're doing is they are using this time to streamline those processes and really make things hum. The next thing that they're doing is they're going through and they're pruning that which does not fit. Now, I'm not a farmer, but I have, I've planted, and when I was a kid growing up, we had a small little 5-acre house, old farmhouse, and we had, strawberries and blueberries and, corn and tomatoes and, all kinds of different, you name it, we had it. My dad was really into this stuff. And I really like azaleas. For whatever reason, I just love azaleas. And this is the time of year in Charlotte, North Carolina, where we have a lot of azaleas. Well, one of the ways that you improve the blooms of your azaleas is you prune out over half of the blooms. And by pruning out the blooms, the other blooms that are there are going to last longer, and they're going to be much more beautiful. Now, the same analogy can be held for your business. Many doctors have like this, what I like to call the Greek diner menu list of all the different things that they offer. And they usually list it out by the machine. Well, really, the patient doesn't care about that. And quite frankly, if you were to look at your list, you would find that there are somewhere in the neighborhood of 3 to 4 procedures that you do that generate well over 80 to 85% of your income. I'll give you a specific example. I was doing a consultation with a doctor 2 weeks ago, and she told me that she does all these things. She does men's sexual health, women's sexual health, light bladder leakage, women's hormone replacement therapy, men's hormone replacement therapy, like the standard, Botox, all these things. And what I found out just from a few simple questions is the number one thing that she does that generates well over 80% of her income is helping men who have sexual dysfunction, erectile dysfunction, men's sexual health. And I go, well, is that what you like doing? She goes, that's my favorite place to be. I said, then get rid of all those other things because it's sucking energy away. So prune out the things that don't fit, right? Get rid of the procedures that you're focusing in on that aren't generating income. Prune. Just be like the farmer, prune out those dead azaleas, or prune out the things that aren't generating any fruit. And you're going to notice that what you have left is much more abundant fruit. And the last thing I'm going to leave you with is understanding the power of 80-20. And this is really just piggybacks on what we were just talking about. But 20% of your patients are making you 80% of your revenue. I have yet to see a practice that this does not hold true. I've yet to find a business where this does not hold true. This is a scientific principle called the Pareto principle, and you'll see it in nature. I could go into heavy detail on this, but I don't want to make this too long. But understand that the 80-20 principle is a pretty smart way for you to run your practice. And so look at the 20% that's making you the 80% of your revenue and start to prune out those other things that don't make you money. Prune out the processes, prune out the things that you're doing that aren't making you money. Use this time to get ready for the bounce, because when this thing is over and we start to open up again, you're going to get really busy again. A lot of the doctors that I work with are really busy right now, but for those of you that are just really trying to figure out what are the next steps, go through, streamline those processes, prune out the things that aren't working, and you're going to be in a much stronger place when things open back up to have a great remaining rest of the year of 2020. All right, I hope this helps you, and I will continue to do these. I'll do another one here probably Wednesday, and enjoy, and I look forward to your comments. Have a great day, everybody.